Morning, Jesse MacDougall here. I'll stop talking like that. Another book review today from Vancouver, British Columbia. We're going to do Recover Like a Virgin. Not by Madonna. It's not pornography. It's this mofo, Richard Branson, one of the tycoons of business, of the many, of the elite, of the elite, of the elite. So when I was going through my getting out of the corporate box of the money matrix world and venturing off into the entrepreneur path, heard tons about this dude. I'm like, who is this old silver fox like that just looks like a total stud on the news that everybody talks about? He looks so happy. Like, I don't really know much about, how much money he's got or whatever. Like, who is this dude? Let's investigate. Knock, and you shall receive the wisdom in the world. So this amazing human being is amazing. I'm going to give this book 4 stars out of 5. Not because the content in here isn't like perfect. Like, this guy's a stud. This guy's a 5 out of 5. It's 100%. Nobody could ever argue that. He started off, I believe it, and correct me if I'm wrong. That's okay if I'm wrong. I'm just winging these things out here. I'm not, making money out of this or anything. I'm just passing on the knowledge that I come across. So this guy here, he started Virgin Records. I can't believe, I think it might have been in the 70s or the 80s. I'm not too sure. And that's where he started, his cash flow started to come in. So there's one thing I've noticed with all the entrepreneurs I study, or the successful businessmen I study, or even the military leaders. I don't want to say heroes, because there's different views on if you're a Genghis Khan, if you're a hero, or a mass murderer tyrant, depending who you're talking to, right? So, yeah, I'm like, peace, dude. Like, peace, love, and like, bro down. Even though I do martial arts at a professional level, and I trained half my life to destroy another human being. But that's so I can defend myself and my family. But this guy here, and other military individuals I find, or anyone that's notable in the books of history, they build a dynasty or a legend, or they're super famous, I've noticed they capitalize on some current trend that exists now. So for example, I'm reading about Richard Branson here in this book, and in the 70s or 80s, he made his money in records, Virgin Records, right? Like, there's no records anymore. Nobody has records, right? If you say it went records, 8-track, CDs, now everything's on a hard drive. Not everything's on a hard drive anymore. Hard drives are outdated. Everything is on cloud now, which is still on hard drives, just not your hard drive. You stream a lot of your music, a lot of your videos. So that's one thing I noticed with Richard Branson. He capitalized on current opportunity in the marketplace, and he just went for it and just crushed it. Ups and downs and all that kind of stuff. But once you find an opportunity like that, and you can get some money going in, it's not how much you make, it's what you keep and what you do with your profits. I said in an earlier podcast, right? Some people that talk to me about money and whatever, I always say you got to work twice as hard to protect your profits. That's what happened to me when I was coming up in the entrepreneur path, when my business was semi-successful, we'll say, for my terms, but successful for most people's terms. Yeah, you got some things out of your control that you didn't see. Just boom, you just take a huge punch in the fight. And then now I know, coming back round 2, that once you get your profits, you have to work twice as hard to protect your profits. Okay, so Richard took his profits and reinvested them into a bunch of other things. He's got deep ocean exploration. He's in space. He's got his own airline. Like, what? Yeah, you can do that when you have the money. You can play the pieces and build the life you want. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. One cool thing about Richard is I think he owns his own island in the Virgin Islands, I believe. Here, let me get a piece of coffee here. I'm not going to get a drink of coffee, I'm going to get a piece of coffee. yeah, if you just no, but the one thing I'm starting to learn or notice is that, like, you got to live through your own heart, not reading about other people's past accomplishments. However, learning through other people's past accomplishments and what they've obtained and how they obtained it. If you study so many of these people, 10, 20 of these people, read 10, 20 of these books, you'll start to see recurring patterns. And that's why I talk about the martial arts of money. That's why I talk about martial arts and being successful in business. The principles, it's a recurring pattern. This is a whole world. So yeah, this book is pretty good to, let's see, I got some highlights in here, so let's see what they are. Failure of one will not bring down the whole group. It's true. Some sink, some swim, but it goes on. The waves go on. Let's see what else we got. This is a pretty easy read too. That's what I like. I find with a lot of people who have a lot to say of quality, they don't need to make the biggest book. I find literature a lot of days they oversimplify things. You want to go do martial arts, like people over talking. It's like, dude, just let me move. My body needs to move. I need to do work. I don't, talking into my head, like I'm already too much in my head, right? So when you find your replacement, give them a proper stake in the business. Okay, he's talking about when you're expanding your business and stuff like that. But for a lot of people that I'm talking to, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people I'm talking to, they're not going to be looking for replacements for their business. Maybe not, though. You never know. So yeah, so you want this chapter is called "So You Want to Be a CEO," huh? Like you want to be a CEO of, like, oh, I'm the CEO of my company. Like, who cares? Like, what's my company? I don't even make any money right now. Like, successful money. Like, you don't want to be a CEO of, like, running a confectionery store. Like, don't brag about that. When you see, like, a younger guy, like, or just anyone, they're self-employed and they're the CEO of their own companies, it's like, dude, like. But that's me being a hater, I guess. Do what you want. There's no right way to, to live your life. So resist the urge to snatch back control. Yeah, if you're growing like a big business or an organization, you have to give power to other people. If you're a Pisces, they like control. Okay, guys like that are great to run an operation for a business. Like, those are people you can trust. They're very anal with every single detail. That's great. But if you want to have multiple streams of income, you're going to need to trust other people. You're going to have to let other people, can't micromanage them. You got to give them room to breathe. Professionalism, they got to grow. You have to let them fail as well. When someone fails, you don't fire them. It's like the worst thing you can do. It's a lesson they learned. If they make the same mistake twice, and it's a serious mistake. Anyways, moving on, see what else we got here. Changes in the air. If you are hoping to bring change to your industry rather than waiting for others, why not do the same? Yeah, this guy talks a lot of these business guys, they talk not just numbers and business, it's philosophy, right? It's like the art. It's the martial arts of money. To succeed in business, you must be a good listener. Yes, and I am trying to work on that. And I have been guilty of that, especially in your early 20s, when you're very block-headed and minded. In business, asking questions may not save lives, but it can save you a lot of time and money. What is success? Money is only interesting for what it lets you do and create. So it's pretty common when you get out of the paycheck world, I don't know what to call it, 9 to 5 world. There's nothing wrong with 9 to 5 world. There's still lots of money there. You can be super happy. If you're in the entrepreneur world, you get to a point where you're just a little bit above the 9 to 5 money, or you are above that 9 to 5 money. You start to realize and look around, like, it doesn't take that much money to kind of let, like, most of the life problems go away, like your bills, food, take a girl out on a date, twice a month, 3 times a month, whatever, go out for breakfast, get a couple clothes within reason, right? Like, it actually doesn't take a lot of money once you're over that entrepreneur hump a little bit. But what becomes addicting and like the greed of consuming is it feels nice to buy things, right? Consumer materialistic things. So once you buy those things, if you're not careful with it, that can catch up with you, and then you can start getting attracted to spending more than earning and saving and reinvesting. The reinvesting part is the key, where I know a lot of people, they fail. Managing money, cash flow, money management, that's a whole skill, man. I dedicated 10 years to managing money, becoming a chartered accountant and an auditor and stuff like that. Like, it's not easy to know how to reinvest and create multiple streams of income. That's a ninja level stuff. But yeah, but it's your choice what you do with your money, right? So that's totally your choice. You want to play video games and just buy stuff, that's cool, and work from home and be an online marketer, you can do that. Like, you really can make 5-6 grand a month. That's almost nothing in our industry, so you can totally do that, and it's not bad. Like, you be at home with your kids, raise your kids and stuff like that. So surviving a downturn, the answer is think big but build small. And that's what I was just, one of the things I was just talking about. It's chess, not checkers, in the business world, the entrepreneur world, and the life world, man. It's your time. Time is money. That's for the concept. You can't get more time. You only have so much time. God willing, you're going to live to be 100 and die peacefully. That's the goal in life, right? So every time, every second goes by, use that time. Invest your time. I rarely spend time. I invest my time. These book reviews, I'm not making money from these, but I'm investing my time into these. And just to talk to the internet and pass along some information and wisdom that I have come across in my lifetime, that I wish, I wish I had someone like me to talk to when I was 15, when I was 20, when I was 25, right? Like, there's a couple little sayings or words from someone important that could totally steer your direction, right? Point your compass in life, so you never know where anything can go. So for me, this is an investment of my time and a way to give back and, build a following and connect with some other people. Like, because I'm still on my goals. There's people that I want to meet. Okay. Change is good. Build a business up, and once it's successful, sell a stake to release funds to start a number of new ones. That's what I'm talking about, man. This dude, Richard Branson, stud, silver fox, silverback gorilla. You get a company going good, sell a piece of it, small piece, 10, 20%, and get someone in there to run it and give them 20% of the profits, and they'll grow that sucker. Then you take the 80% of the profits and go start another venture, whatever it is, cupcakes, whatever you want. Okay, well, I highlighted a lot in this book, so I'll wrap this up here pretty quick. Probably don't want to get sued by Richard Branson for doing his book review and giving away his content. Okay, I got a couple here. Managing the launch. When things do go wrong, you must teach yourself to listen to your employees. Encourage them to find solutions. Things go wrong, you don't yell at people. It's the worst thing you do. Things go wrong, you yell at someone, you discourage them. Like, who wants to work for someone yelling at me? Like, no, go fuck yourself, dude. At least that was my attitude always. Your employees should never feel like hired hands, but fellow entrepreneurs. Exactly. He's talking about leadership. This guy's like a pure leader, man. Why does everyone love this guy? I shouldn't say everyone, but so many people like this guy. This guy's so happy. Why is that? This guy's probably one of the richest men in the world. Super happy people like him. Might have a thing or two to learn from this guy by picking up a $20 book and taking 5-6 hours up of your time to read this book. Okay, successful entrepreneurs usually have excellent people skills that exponentially increase their ability to make things happen. People skills, people skills, people skills. Okay, that's enough of my 15-minute rant. I hope you enjoyed, got some value out of what I said here. I definitely recommend checking out this book if you are ambitious, hungry, want to learn about the money world, and want to see how far you can climb. Thank you for the comments and emails. Take care. Have a good day.